Extreme! All right, everybody, we're going to get started right at 5, so keep your pants on, or don't. Oh, wow, I can't hear you at all. Let me turn this down a little bit. If you guys could see what Finn is doing right now, it's amazing. I'm just glad that the live chat is working for me today. That's nice.
And hello, Gus.
Yeah, what's up, Gus? I've been asking you to watch this damn thing for weeks, and this is probably the first time you even stopped by. I thought we were friends.
Took you goddamn 10 episodes.
He's probably checked it out. I'm just being mean. You know, like I have a reputation for being super mean. Oh, breakdown. Ugh. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It sure is, Gus. It sure is.
U.S. Sunday, greatest country in the world.
Take it easy. You're the good guys. Say hi to your mom for me.
What are we waiting for? Let's do it.
Well, we gotta wait for 5, okay? Jeff, come on. Keep your pants on.
I'm working on something that'll change the world and human life as we know it.
Okay, well, can't it wait till 5, Jeff? Come on.
Goodbye.
No, Jeff, don't go, please. Jeff! Jeff!
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Oh, it's so close. I could taste it.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
And the loop point is wrong. Oh. What? Classic Jeff. Classic Jeff indeed.
I must have drank me about 50. I must have drank me about 15 bottles of that.
Oh, geez, look at the butt on that. Yeah. He must work out.
I am 5. I am 5.
So yeah, I'm weird. This is my point.
Are you a deleted character from Interstellar?
Hey, everybody, it's 5. You know what that means. It's time to get extreme! Oh, my air horn sound isn't working. Wait. It's still not working.
Oh.
What the? Come on. Yeah!
There it is. Thank you.
Well, I don't understand. Okay, there we go. All right. Finn, playing the pipes. Wait, am I the host? Am I supposed to be running the ship?
Yep.
Ah, crap. Hey, everybody, welcome to Finn and Doge. I'm Doge.
And I'm Finn.
And welcome to another Friday episode. We're live at 5, as we always are, at least for the last 9. Wait, no, we did Saturdays. Anyway, we do this now, 5 on Fridays. Hey, Finn.
Yeah.
You know what time it is?
Is it time to get extreme?
I was going to say happy hour, but I like the way you're thinking.
Extreme happy hour.
Yeah, I might gotta make one of these. Make another one of these. I'll let you guys in on my secret recipe for super refreshing summertime beverage, adults only. I mean, you know, at your discretion.
Yep.
All right, so today we are going to be talking all things. We're going to be talking all things extreme. Okay, the filler stuff is going to be like extreme sports and whatever, but we want you, the viewer, listener, people out there, to call in and, tell us your extreme stories. If something extreme happened to you, if you did something extreme, if you saw something extreme, call in and let us know. So we're going to put the number up here, and feel free to call in at any time. But
Please do.
Yes, please do. That is the number.
Call us.
I mean, I can't see my soundboard with these glasses. Here, where's the... I have a
You're gonna make it work. You're gonna make it work.
I am.
And you're not gonna fucking complain, okay?
Don't get technical with me.
I'm trying to find... I have one specific thing to play when I'm talking about the phone number, and I cannot see. Just give me a minute, I'll find it. I don't know.
Type something, will you? We're paying for this stuff.
I guess that's it. Gus is wondering if I'm drinking Mountain Dew. No, you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait and find out. But it's not Mountain Dew.
Something nearly as cool as Mountain Dew.
I would say it's easily 3 times as cool as Mountain Dew.
Really?
Yes, because it has 4 times as many ingredients. If you count ice as an ingredient.
Water.
Well, Mountain Dew's got water. Or does it? Or is it just sugar? It's literally just corn syrup and citric acid and yellow number 5. Hey, let's, while we're waiting for a caller, why don't we maybe talk about something extreme? Oh, that was perfect. That intro's way too long, right? But I'm pretty into that jam, so I don't care. Hey, so I was just looking up what people consider extreme sports. And as I was thinking about it, like the relaunching the NHL season with a 2014 playoff, the way that they're doing it is pretty ding-dong extreme, isn't it? Is it not?
Kind of make it up as you go.
Well, but I mean, even the stuff that we know about, it's going to be like a handful of cities. They're all going to be like sequestered there, apparently. I don't know if they figured out all the details, but I mean, like the people that make it all the way through are going to be like a jury, like a sequestered jury. For a big trial where they don't see anybody except the staff and the other players.
There's like one Zamboni driver.
Really?
He's also the backup goalie for one of the teams, so the other team doesn't have a backup goalie. So I don't think that's fair.
Also, you're making that up, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right. You got me. You silly guy. No, so what do you think? Let's just talk about that briefly, since some people watching like hockey. What do you think about the 2014 thing, based on what we know so far?
Oh, well, doesn't look that hopeful to me because, well, is it supposed to start in August now or like earliest?
I guess because training camp's not starting until July.
So
And unless they're going to have like a 2-week training camp.
Yeah, it just sounds a whole lot of.
I just hope people don't get hurt. Those play-in rounds, there's going to be a big opportunity for people to get hurt because their timing's going to be atrocious, right?
Yeah.
So instead of having training camp, preseason, regular season, we have training camp, do or die, 5-game elimination playoff hockey. It's way different. You know what I mean? Like preseason is like a show. They're just trying to see what people do on the ice. They're giving young guys a shot. And the regular season, even the beginning of the regular season, unless it's a really heated rivalry, everyone's still just kind of feeling each other out, you know, and just everyone's just feeling each other out, you know.
Oh yeah.
They're just
Really?
easing on into it.
But that got me thinking that like trying to give the young guys a shot and everything. That's kind of the Montreal Canadiens, like in a nutshell. Their whole like.
It's the least sexy thing I've heard anyone say.
No, you
I'm just
cut
kidding.
it there.
I did. Yeah. Gus is like messaging me. So yes, what were you saying? Oh, okay.
Ooh, me?
Yeah, okay. He says that your mic is soft, and I don't have any way to fix it except to turn everything else down.
Yeah.
Just talk louder, Lori. Be
I guess
extreme.
I have to talk like this.
Yeah.
It's not a tumor.
Better? That's much better.
Hey, you got a boyfriend?
This is the funnest night ever.
Cheers. Come on. Give me some.
Cheers.
Clank. All right. Well, that's enough hockey. Let's talk about what. Oh, okay. I was like, what is that sound? I can hear you pouring your wine.
Just peeing
Yeah.
on the floor.
Okay.
No biggie.
No biggie. So what people consider extreme sports?
Bowling.
Extremely accessible. I mean, if you live near a bowling alley. Otherwise, it's not accessible at all. And if you have money. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Do you know what zorbing is?
Zorbing. Is that something sci-fi related?
No.
Zorb.
You know, the big inflatable balls you can get inside and
Ooh,
like
okay,
roll down a ski slope.
Yeah.
Like throw a couple cups of water and some dish soap in there so you don't get just second degree like skin burns from the plastic.
Cool.
I've never done
tried
it.
it?
No, it just doesn't seem. It's like the laziest extremes. It's not. First of all, it's not a sport.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But it's so lazy. People are like, how can we make some money off of some chumps? Let's throw them in a ball and roll them down a hill. Like, what's that movie? Or is that a Jackass movie where they put somebody like in a tire and roll it down the hill? Like, we tried to do that at my grandparents' farm whenever we were kids too. It was a terrible idea. I'm surprised no one died. I think that was with like a tractor tire too, so it wasn't very smooth. So every time it hit like a bump, it bounced in the air, and then eventually it went onto its side. And miraculously, it was, I don't think it was me that this happened to, but miraculously the tire, like, it bounced up, landed on its side, and the person, like, fell out, and the tire just, like, went away. And they didn't get really hurt at all.
Oof.
Yeesh. So, yeah, zorbing, dumb.
I was just thinking about balls.
Oh,
Like,
good.
Have you ever, or do you have it like those same sort of bubbles you get into, but your like feet come out of the ball, and then you play like soccer or whatever, like bubble soccer or whatever. It's
Yeah,
called, I don't know.
I've seen it. I've never
Super
played it.
fun.
That seems pretty fun because, like, you
Yeah.
can just smash into people, and which is what I do when I play soccer anyway. Which is like our middle school team set a record for red cards in the league, which was mostly private, small Christian schools. So that's like even worse. Now, I mean, you could say that they gave red cards super easy. You know what I mean? Because they were all like Christian schools. And
What do you mean I can't call you a cunt?
no, it was more for just
referee.
like just running into people. That's mainly just what I did. That's how I played defense. It's like you weren't allowed to slide tackle or anything, but if you played the ball, you could kind of get away with like hip checking people, basically, or like shoulder into their solar plexus, and then they'd be on the ground like.
Easy there, easy there.
Yeah, like that.
It works.
Yeah, and then they'd be laying on the ground. They'd be like,
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
So, it does work. I mean, I got in trouble a lot. Oh wow, Gino posted a picture on the blog of him watching on TV with Greta. It's hilarious. You should check that out. Wow. So Gus says everything Finn is doing is off the charts extreme. I have to agree. He's wearing his grandfather's like traveling jacket, a tie with chickens on it, cycling glasses. I mean, you got me beat by a mile. I'm just like a guy who lives in San Diego who forgot to take his gloves off. Operation Condor, Jackie Chan, classic. I'm just reading things. You guys are super quiet for me for some reason. Let me try.
Try turning up the volume.
Yeah, let me check loop back here real quick while we're. Finn, did you think of anything extreme that you have seen or done?
What I've seen, like I said before, like I don't know much about extreme, except if we're talking about the band, Extreme. I think I know one song.
Okay, I don't even know if I know that band.
More Than Words.
Oh,
Is that extreme? It has to be extreme.
I have no idea. Let's see.
Good talk.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the audio.
Do it. How about all-time greatest X Games moments? Yeah, Tony Hawk with the 900. Was it in the X Games? I do not know.
I think it was.
Well, there we go.
Here, wait, is this working?
Back in 1922.
1922?
Yep.
I don't know if this is working or not. I don't think it did anything.
Just 5 years before the first Tony Hawk's Pro Skater game came out. 22.
I'm trying to think. Okay, do you remember X Games like really early on? They had a bunch of weird stuff, and for years, like I don't know, first half decade or something. Do you remember the thing where guys would jump out of a plane with a snowboard on their feet and do?
Really? Nope.
Yeah, this is a real thing. They would jump out of a plane, and Gus is saying, yeah, Gus is asking, yeah, he must know what I'm talking about. They would do like weird tricks and spins and stuff, but they'd like surf around on the air, you know, because that snowboard acts like a foil. Yeah, it was really weird, but I watched hours of it. Hours.
Well, I think we didn't get it because we didn't have such channels on the television. So.
Oh, yeah, that was probably in the infancy of ESPN2.
Oh.
Which is what the X Games were on. Because ESPN2, like, instead of having the nice block letters, it was like, someone wrote it with a fart. Ah! Looks like someone just dumped. It was Jackson Pollock made the logo or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we did watch them on like YouTube, but that was like later, like in my teen years.
And when you were a little boy, you just wanted to be a big boy?
I was just a 12-year-old boy watching stuff on the computer.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Pal. Oh, come on.
I ruined everything. My buddy Reed's checking in on the live chat. Reed, welcome.
Hello, Reed.
Reed says, farming's pretty extreme. Think about it.
Yeah, you know what else is pretty extreme? Farting.
Oh, I didn't have my thing up.
Is farming extreme?
Well,
You gotta get up early.
Yeah, I mean, like, compared to... There was a time where it was not that extreme because it was just like what everyone did. Right? So now we have these crazy farms that got like robot farm machines that go around. You still got to get up early to milk the robots, you know.
Don't get technical with me.
And there's a lot going on. But so I'll give them a pass. I'm not sure, but I believe you. And
it's honest work. Or is it? I don't know.
I mean, it depends. Do you work for Monsanto or? Yeah, I don't know. Like anything, any industry now has. I mean, maybe it always has, but I feel like there used to be a time where, like, if you were a cobbler, you know, you were an all right dude. You might not be the best cobbler, but you're fixing shoes. Maybe your prices are a little high, but you know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to make another drink here soon. Will is checking in saying shirtless backyard volleyball is extreme as heck. Because we play a lot of that we have a yearly get together. You should come to sometime, Finn.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I sure will. Will.
You should, man. Maybe when we'll give you a heads up next year. I don't think it's ever gonna coincide with hockey, although this year it will.
Yeah.
So if you can figure out, we'll start a GoFundMe and fly you over here.
Yep.
So we could do the meetup in playoffs in August, and you can come too. We call it Can Boy.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you want to come here?
USA, greatest country in the world.
Why? What? Is there something weird going on right now?
I can't think of anything, but maybe something will come up.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna reveal my super secret. My identity. No, I'm gonna tell you how to make my super refreshing summertime drink, which I did not. I don't think I invented it, but I did perfect it, and I also renamed it. So I'm a capitalist, but I'm not making money off of it, so I'm not. It's called a Star-Lord. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is you got to get some ice. So let's get some ice. I got my whole bar set up in the cooler right here. So you take your stinky old cycling glove and grab some ice with it. You want a lot of ice, you know, because it's hot. It's summertime. It's hot out there. This is extreme, by the way. The pacing is.
I mean, it would be more extreme if you weren't wearing gloves.
It'd be more extreme. Oh, because I'm protecting my hands from the ice elements.
Yeah.
Hey, you can be extreme and pragmatic, okay,
Yeah.
at the same time. All right, so then you take some Bacardi Dragonberry rum, apply liberally to the. Oh, I poured way too much in, like way too much.
Again.
Yeah, well, there was already some melted stuff in there. Anyway, so this
A
one.
quote from before the pod. You can do it even 50-50.
You can. I was just going to say that. You can do 50-50, but I may be close to 70-30 here. Okay?
Oh, that was even more.
Yeah, then you take Simply Lemonade or some other not from concert. I mean, you could use any lemonade you want, but I prefer the good stuff. And then you leave a little bit of room at the top. Because you always need a little, the difference between regular sports and extreme sports is just that little extra bit, And you know what that...
Oh, fuck, I can't sing that.
Yeah, we're going to get taken out. It's Extreme Yellow Submariners and Red Bull. Sponsored by Red Bull. We're not sponsored by Red Bull. And you put a splash of that in there. Because you got to be extreme.
Sponsored by the concept of alcohol.
Yeah, this is my weekly excuse to drink for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then you take your Hershey Bears commemorative arena cup. Give it a good shake. Try not to ruin all of your computer equipment. Everything's fine. That's why I brought these paper towels. I'll always be prepared. Always be closing.
I thought they were there before you had any drink plans.
Well, I do have a stack of paper towels up here, but it's for something totally different. It's for
when you spill coffee.
Yeah, right.
Water.
Yeah. So anyway, that was extreme.
So, is it good?
Yes, it actually is fine because I still had mixed in there. It's still pretty. Yeah, it's a little strong, but it tastes good. And you know what? It tastes like a strawberry starburst, which I don't know. I don't think you've had because I don't know if they have them in Finland.
I don't know. I don't know much. So
yes.
Apparently, this is like watching Tom Cruise in Cocktail.
Yeah, that's like the best compliment I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Yeah.
I think we just need to shut it down. Here, where's the outro music? Okay, all right. We're just gonna shut the whole show down. All right, see you, everybody. I'm just kidding. We're not gonna do that. There's a phone number. Anywho's'll be. So let's talk about another sport, eh? I want to play that stinger again, but it's just way too long. So this says scuba diving's extreme. I mean, it's can be dangerous, but I wouldn't call that extreme sport.
No, it's like, no, I don't know.
It's something.
Is it with the whole equipment or just the?
Like, well, that's scuba, yes. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. That's what scuba stands for.
Okay.
So if you don't have that, then it's just called diving.
Okay. Yeah.
Or free diving. I would say free diving's more extreme, when people go really deep without air and stuff. But let's move on. Have you heard of? Sorry, I'm finding new areas of spillage. Have you heard of power balking? And this is not what. It's not dirty.
No, it's
Or
not.
is it? Power balking. Sure, it's not the most extreme sport you can think of, but some people get.
I found about it when I was 12 years old.
Some people get very technical with their power stilts, flips, kicks, tricks, and all kinds of acrobatics. Power stilts.
I was all by myself in my room.
With my power stilts. I'd like to think if when I have children that I'll be a pretty open-minded parent, but if I caught them doing that in their room with their power stilts, they would be in big trouble, mister. It's not what those power stilts are for. They're for flips, kicks, tricks, and all kinds of acrobatics. I'm just drooling everywhere. Anyway, power balking. Now you know it's a thing. Do you know the thing that they have at like summer camps? It's like a big airbag that someone lays on, and then someone jumps off a tower and lands on it, and it shoots them off. Blobbing. They're saying that's an extreme sport. No.
It's not really.
It's a lawsuit.
Trampoline is an extreme sport.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a trip. Well, that's a lawsuit waiting to happen too. Yeah. Mountain boarding. I guess that's a thing. Wakeboarding, water skiing. I mean, I think that's part of like the X Games. People doing all those tricks and stuff. Kite surfing's pretty nuts. Have you ever seen that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they can like jump off a wave and then they'll just be like 50 feet off the water, just like being carried by their big kite and then land and doing spins and flips, and it's pretty nuts.
So, question is American Gladiators an extreme sport?
Oh, you know it. It's like, holy crap! It's maybe like the most extreme sport because it combines martial combat, man to man, woman to woman, jousting stick to jousting stick. Yeah, you're slamming that ball in the hole. You're slamming a ball right in the hole. You're swinging on the rings. You know?
Yep.
Do you know?
Yeah.
You don't seem.
Sure.
Have you ever seen American Gladiator? You do know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, we had that in the 90s.
Okay,
I think,
like
one of them
our
ended up,
version.
killing someone, and that's what it's mostly famous now.
Wait, you had your own a Finnish version, or it was our version?
Yeah.
You had a Finnish version, and one of those guys, juiced head wackos, killed someone.
Yeah.
And they're like, maybe we should shut this down.
Yeah, I think she was from around here, or did it somewhere around here, or
Oh, it was a woman.
like that. Yeah.
I think, you know what I think, man? It's a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. I don't think she did it at all. I think she's set up. I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about it, and I'm very sorry for the families and
That's
etc.
really all I
take
know
everything.
about it, and that's pretty much all I know about that show.
Yeah.
Also.
Well, wow. What a buzzkill.
That's extreme. Murder.
Yes. Wait. Gus is apparently a notorious power balker. Don't you know it? Yeah, Gus brought up wingsuits, which is like, that's the most extreme. In my opinion, that's the most extreme thing there is.
Yeah.
Because
when I was in Switzerland, there were like people splatting on mountainsides all the time. So
yeah, man. It's like it's like going to, Mont Blanc, like Chamonix in France. That's like a huge, winter sports, mountain sports. Yeah, it's like a huge, wait, hold up, mountain, More like normie, what the internet calls normie content. No, there's tons of people there, so the death rate is like super high because people don't know what they're doing, and they're like, oh, I want to climb this thing or do, and you can die, especially in the winter, man. You can die, just like in the Adirondacks, people die all the time, right? My, Mrs. Doge and I, we go up there pretty much every year for the last like 5 or 6 years. And there's not a time that we haven't gone up that someone has died that like weekend.
Nice.
So anyway, dog sledding is a thing. If you're talking about the Iditarod, like that's extreme. But if you're talking about going around the lake at your local like winter carnival, not so extreme.
And for the dogs, it's very extreme.
It's never not extreme for the dogs. You know what? I did not take that into account. That's not fair to the dogs. Apparently I can't drink anymore without most of it just dribbling down into my beard.
Yeah, you should have done the
straw
thing.
Yeah, I talked about it. Should have done it. Oh well, too late now. Oh, Double Dare, Legends of the Hidden Temple, Guts. Have you seen any of these shows from Nickelodeon? They were like kids game shows.
Yeah. No, I don't remember any game shows. No.
Oh, Double Dare, the one where they had to like dig in the nose, this full of fake snot to pull out like a flag, and there's like a big swimming pool full of pudding they had to swim around in, and there's like a big, just dirty pool full of pudding, full of 12-year-old boys. Yeah, they didn't make them wrestle. That would have been crossing a line. That would have been bad. But they did make kids swim around in a pool full of pudding for money.
Okay.
Which I feel like would be illegal in most circumstances. But when the rest of their family's there, I guess it's okay.
Your families get to watch.
Oh God. I'm reluctantly putting this back on. Because your family's there, it's okay. So our friend was on Legends of the Hidden Temple. Well, not your friend, but Gus and Will and I know this guy. I think he was a silver monkey. The teams were named after like some sort of color and an animal. Maybe they were golden monkeys. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But basically, the first event, all the events were basically the same, I think, kind of every show. And I'm pretty sure, basically, the first one was you had to like paddle, your team had to like, everyone had to paddle across this little like fake river on like a raft, right? So you have to paddle over, and then the other person takes the raft and they paddle back. And I think there's just 2 people on the team, and you have to do it a couple times. And basically our friend like got on the raft, very first event, first thing, gets on the raft, immediately falls in the water, never recovers. His team loses and is out of the whole show. But he got to go to like Universal Studios for free or something. So I guess, you know,
nice.
It's all worth it. So yeah, I could be remembering that wrong, but that's what I remember.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah,
that's the story.
Speaking of extreme, this same guy used to make like many gallons of basement wine with like fruit punch concentrate from Walmart, and yeah, and then he would like give out at the end of the semester, he would give out bottles of wine to like his buddies. You know, they'd have a big party at his house, and so but. He didn't have I don't remember what it's called, but it's the thing you put in there and it floats and it tells you the alcohol content. So he didn't have one of those because they're like kind of pricey. So we never knew. It's like, are we going to go blind? Like, and one year he made a particularly strong batch, and I was outside and I went to dinner with future Mrs. Doge. She had to work the next day, so she went home. And I had a giant bowl of shrimp Alfredo pasta. This huge bowl of it. And we're outside, and everyone's drinking this basement wine. It's like fruit punch. You know, it's red, opaque, super alcoholic, but you can't tell because it's so sweet. And somebody puked on me, and then I puked on them. And it was like the scene with Chunk from the Goonies is describing when he threw the fake puke off the balcony, and everybody was just puking all over everybody. Yeah, it was like that.
Like the cold open in the Scary Movie 2 also, like everyone's just vomiting one after another.
Work is trying to get me to do stuff. No!
Don't do it.
I'm off the clock. Let's see.
So who's going to call in?
Yeah, no one's going to call in, I guess. We'll just keep talking about extreme sports. Parasailing is not extreme, although people have died doing it. But people have died pooping.
Yeah.
I mean...
Is pooping?
Pooping can be very extreme.
I've had some experiences that after someone has pooped and going into the bathroom...
Oh, no.
That's been funking...
Oh, no.
Extreme. It's like walking into a wall, but that wall makes you blind. It doesn't necessarily hit you. It just slowly...
Well, you know what I say? Whenever I go into a bathroom and it's like that, I say...
I like your style, dude.
That's what I say. I just... You gotta... It's respect, you know? Game recognized game. I don't know. That's just me. One time in college... I don't know who here saw this, but I know Matt did. Reed might have seen it. We were working in the lab, and one of us found, I think a grizzly bear got into the college and went into a stall and did its business. It was extreme. It was very extreme. I don't even know how to describe it. You know those like gallon-sized cans of Hormel no beans chili? It's like that. And then a gallon-sized can of corn. Yeah. And then like just a bunch of like vegetable oil poured on top or something. It was very odd.
Extreme eating?
Yeah, that's a good segue. That's a great segue. Kobayashi. You know who that is? The Japanese extreme eating like champion of champions.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's the guy that tried to out-eat a grizzly bear on like live TV. The grizzly bear barely even tried and like just smashed him. There was like a big pile of hot dogs, and he was like, "Oh, I'll just eat 50 of these right now." In 3 seconds, and meanwhile Kobayashi ate in whatever a minute.
What a loser.
Yeah. I was just gonna make a joke about World War II, but that would be insensitive. Sorry, I was watching Mad Men. Yeah, I was watching Mad Men earlier today. Apparently there's people that do extreme pogo. It might be extreme, but it's still like not cool.
What, like on someone's butthole? Why is it extreme?
Well, they do flips. They like some of these pogo sticks can apparently go like 9 feet in the air and stuff. But you're still on a pogo stick. It's like people at the skate park that do crazy stuff on scooters. It's like, that was impressive, but you're still on a scooter. Like, I'm sorry, just some things are just not cool inherently. When you have to stand like this with like your knees like, and you're doing this on a little scooter, it's not cool. Parkour is extreme, but it's old. It's, I'm over it. Movies were parkour for like a decade. Like every action movie was like, we gotta have a parkour set piece.
Thank God those days are over.
I'm over skateboarding too. Skateboarding's only cool to people that skate. I used to try and like it, but I don't really skate. And like the really impressive, like doing a 900, yes, crazy. Some of the people on like the street courses that could like put lines together and it just looks so smooth and effortless. Like,
yeah,
appreciate it. And I'm sure you could hurt yourself. Yeah, extreme. But
You said
but. Oh. What else do we got? Let's see. Puking is extreme. Extreme eating. We got all that. Like Sum 41. Oh my gosh. So I was at a ski resort and I did not know that Sum 41 was playing there that night. And so, yeah, the parking lot was crazy. And every time you're on the lift, you could hear them, blasting from the stage outside the lodge. It was very, very weird. Gus, I have to disagree. Free running and parkour are not the same thing. I don't remember why, but I watched a documentary on it like 2 weeks ago. I think free running is more about like improvising, and parkour is more about doing specific things, from what I remember. I'm probably wrong.
So, what I understand, they're the same. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Whitewater rafting is, can be dangerous. Sure. This one I don't really quite get why it's on this list. Abseiling or rappelling. Is it? It's just, how rock climbers go up and then when they come down on the ropes and they go boop, 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 boop. Now, Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, whatever, where he's like running down the side of the Burj Khalifa in like Dubai.
Ghost Protocol.
Is that, yeah, Ghost, or what Mrs. Doge calls it, Mission Impossible Ghost Hedgehog. She couldn't remember the name, so I was like, of all the words, hedgehog, how does hedgehog make any sense? It's got a similar number of syllables. Yeah, that's not very extreme. Yeah, it's not very, it can be extreme, I guess, but solo around the world sailing races, Gus says, that's very extreme. This is also very extreme. Gino is asking us to tell Beth to stop talking to him while the show is on. That's maybe the most extreme thing we have said tonight, because you should not tell Beth what to do. Don't do it.
And I apologize, I can't really answer any of the stuff.
Oh, what? There's nothing to answer. But okay. Solo around the world sailing. Okay. Would you ever, well, not solo, let's just say sailing around the world. If someone came up to you and was like,
do you want to die? Sure.
Is that how you view it? Because that's totally,
I don't know
makes sense.
Anything about sailing.
What if they said, like, we have a crew, we have enough people to sail the boat.
Sure, then. Why
And
not?
you're gonna have to learn though, but we
Yeah,
have enough people to. And it's like, you got your own little bunk, and you would do it.
Yeah, why not?
I,
Sounds
I-
cool.
yeah, I would 100% do it. Like,
Yeah.
definitely, if Mrs. Doge let me. I had an opportunity to maybe like go on tour with a band for a significant amount of
That's
time.
extreme.
A sex dream?
That's extreme.
Oh, I thought you said
Sex
in a.
dream also.
I thought you said in a sex dream. I was like, yeah. I was a 12-year-old boy, and I was gonna go on tour with a band. No. So, and it meant I would have been away from home for like 6 months going all around the world, and I wouldn't have been making much money, but, enough to kind of get by. And she was totally supportive, so that was cool. They ended up picking somebody else, so that was not extreme. Yeah, I don't know if I even have my sad trombone. I got this. And then they didn't pick me. They picked the skinnier, younger, more talented, better looking guy. I don't know why.
Those guys, they're so shallow, man. So shallow.
He's actually a really nice guy. I mean, I was really happy for him.
I'm sure he's a right old cunt.
Let's see what else is cool on here. What about, how do you feel about that? They call it the Red Bull crushed ice or crashed ice, where they race on hockey skates, like down downhill course with jumps and stuff.
Not extreme.
I think it's extreme, but it's also kind of dumb. Would you do it? Would you run one of those
Sure.
courses?
Well, I could do that.
You think you could?
I don't know if I could, but
Okay,
I could
but
try.
give it a try.
With
And if you had all your pads, you'd be a little bit
Yeah.
safer. I think you'd get
Nah.
wrecked, dude. I mean, I know I would get wrecked. You skate way more than me.
I barely skate. But
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's still way more than me. But like, I just the thought of being on ice that wasn't level, on skates, it's terrifying. Even though like I ski and stuff. Let alone,
No, this looks fun to me. That's all I'm getting like out of it. Is like, oh, okay, sure. Why
I
not?
just don't think I'd be able to like. I'd skate on the flat part, and then as soon as I got to the first angled part, I go on my butt, and then just like slide like Patrick the starfish the whole way down. The rest of the thing, I don't think it's super entertaining to watch either. The people racing. I like the snow cross. What do they call it? With the snowboards and the jumps and stuff, where they race and they're doing this.
No.
Anyway, have you ever seen it? It's in the Olympics.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, that I like. This says bobsledding is an extreme sport. I mean, they go super, super fast. People die. I guess so. Remember street luge? Street luge? Remember when that was a big thing? Or not big, but...
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
Street luge.
Luge, yes. So this was like the luge, the normal luge on ice where they lay with their feet out in front of them.
Okay. Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is on like a
yeah.
skateboard, basically.
Yeah.
On asphalt. And there's no like banked turns. They have to like stick their legs out and they're like skidding through turns at like 60 miles an hour.
Ouch.
Yeah. Does not sound
Burn your
fun.
butt, man.
Yeah, you could burn your butt right off. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty extreme, but there's a reason that I don't think it's much of a thing anymore because most people, I think, end up in traction that do that regularly. Downhill skateboarding, downhill mountain biking, sure. Alpine skiing and snowboarding. There's such a wide range of...
Depends where you do it and
Yeah,
whatever.
at what level.
Yeah.
If you're like somebody who's climbing Everest with skis and then skiing down Mount Everest,
Yeah.
which people have done,
Yeah.
that is very extreme. But if you're riding the little magic carpet lift up the bunny hill at, BFE Snow Palace,
Not extreme.
Yeah, not extreme.
So Reed with going to space. I'm just gonna say it's impossible, and I think
Going to
Tom Cruise
space?
is gonna be the first one to go to space. Actually, yeah,
So you think no one has been to space yet?
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Cannot be done.
But except if you're Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise will go there and shoot a fucking movie.
Oh, right. They are doing that. They're going to shoot the first movie in space. Or, well, they're going to be the first people in space and happen to shoot a movie, according to you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Extreme walking down Broad Street in a Penguins jersey. Broad Street, Philadelphia. I wore a Penguins sweatshirt to a Philly game, as Jovi said that. And I was in like the box area, you know, like not with the plebes. I was with all the rich people.
Ooh.
And I still had a coat that I zipped up over my jersey when I walked around in the concourse and stuff, because I am a terrified little child. I mean, what was it? Did the Spectrum have a jail in it, or was that that was the old football stadium?
Yeah, that was a football stadium.
Yeah, it had a jail in it, which I feel like every sports arena should have a jail in it, because there are fights in all of them. Let's see, Space Force, the comedy starring Steve Carell. Super extreme.
Extremely bad.
Doesn't look great.
I haven't seen it, so can't really say.
It looks, I'll probably check it out. Dick ripping is fairly extreme. It's also true. I mean, it depends.
Just how much you pull and whatever, so.
Go on.
Do you do it repeatedly?
It all depends on how many dicks there are to be ripped. If you're just ripping one, that's I call that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Space Mountain is not extreme. It's like one of the lamest roller coasters ever. The only cool thing about it is it's kind of in the dark.
There are no mountains in space, first of all.
Okay, well, isn't Earth in space, you dingus?
No.
All right. I stand corrected. I stand
Earth
corrected.
is here and space is out there.
Okay. Allegedly. Oh. Wait.
There are some things in this world that go way beyond human understanding. Things that cannot be explained. Things that most people don't want to know about.
It's way too long of a one-hitter, too. Oh, what about highlining? Do you know what that is?
Nope.
You know what slackline is?
Nope.
I guess there aren't any hippies in Finland. Slackline is it's like a tightrope, but it's not tight, and it's like a flat piece of like a nylon webbing material. So you can put your foot on it, and it swings kind of from side to side. It helps you improve your balance and whatnot.
Well, I thought that was the same thing, but okay, yeah.
No, it's called a slack line. It's slack instead of tight. A tight rope is like, they make it super, super tight, so it doesn't move very much. High lining is you take a slack line. So this thing can move, like if it's long enough, it can move 50 feet or more from side to side. And they'll string it over 1,000-foot chasm. And most of the times people have like a harness on, and then they'll have a little rope, and they'll be clipped.
Chasm, as Gino used to say.
Yes, a chasm. And they'll be clipped to it. But sometimes they do it without a rope. And if they fall, they just have to catch the line.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you'll see videos of them like going back and forth.
Okay.
So what?
That just sounds stupid.
Jovi thinks that someone was decapitated on Space Mountain. I can't turn Finn's mic up any louder, so get new ears. I can just turn everything else down. And then if you turn everything up, then he'll be more audible. Think about it.
Wow.
Yeah, we need to figure out a way to boost your signal. We've got to boost the signal.
Has to be a way.
Yeah. Cliff diving is dumb. Free climbing. So I think they mean free soloing.
Yeah, like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2.
Oh no, this is just this is free climbing. So free climbing just means you're not aid climbing. So do you know what the difference is?
You're not aided.
Yeah, so when in aid climbing, you're like putting stuff in the rock and then just using little things to kind of just inchworm up the ropes. Free climbing, you're just using your hands and your feet. You have a rope for safety. Free solo is when you have no rope, no belay partner, and you're just climbing, just, you and a big rock. And that is, although it's not like action-packed, it's probably the most extreme thing. Like that and the wingsuit stuff is like, again, depending on what you're doing. Because I've technically free soloed stuff before, but it was like 10 feet tall and very easy.
Stairs.
Yeah, I free solo stairs at least twice a day. I got to get down to the fridge and I got to get back up here.
Yeah.
I don't even use my hands.
Boom.
Extreme. Regular luge. I think that the street luge is more extreme than the regular luge, personally.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know what canyon swinging is, but I don't want to, so I'm going to move on. Base jumping is super dangerous too. Building, antenna, span. What's the E stand for? Earth. Duh.
Earth chomping off the earth.
Base chomping. That's when you bite a 4-string, very low sounding guitar. If it's electrified, it can be very extreme. I can't turn it up, Gene. 0 degrees Kelvin. That's very extreme, Mike. That's Mike who called last week. That was his. He always has his own point of view. I love it. I would never have went down that scientific route. Here,
so that's the absolute zero.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty extreme. Yeah.
It's pretty extreme, man. Wait.
Yeah, what?
No, nothing. Let me see here if I can do this to turn up your audio.
Turn up my audio.
And no, I can't.
Is it helping?
No, it's not.
Helping?
It's not helping. Nothing is helping.
Nothing can be done.
It's weird because on my outbound signal to YouTube, our levels are like exactly the same, but Mike says his reaction to dropping his toast on the kitchen floor is also extreme. I mean, I do that all the time too. I'll do one dumb thing and I'll be like, son of a... Not necessary. Would you ever do the running of the bulls?
No.
Yeah, that's just stupid. I like that they're kind of evening the playing field a little bit and giving the bulls a shot to take out some of us.
Yeah.
I like that part of it. But the rest of it, because I get adrenaline rushes, Is there anything you like to do that like gives you like an adrenaline rush?
No. I play chicken on the highway, but...
Holy Lord. Well, yeah, that's not true, right? Please?
No, I'm not allowed to drive anymore, so...
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you were getting a car soon.
Yeah, but it's not my car.
Oh, you're just gonna... It's a decorative car.
It is a car.
Okay.
Not owned by me.
Are we not supposed to be talking about this in a public forum? Are you going to get in trouble?
Yep.
All right. Well, that's pretty extreme. I think we found the most extreme thing that you had to talk about, and we can't even talk about it. So we should probably end the episode. I'm really disappointed that nobody called, and we had a lot of people in the chat though, so that was nice. And we had some new people joining us. That was cool. I hope you had a fun time. This one wasn't, super planned. I was just like, let's just dress up dumb, and we'll just use the word extreme a lot. And I'll put some different music in the background. And
that's 75% of the podcast tonight. So it's just the costumes.
Yeah.
And word extreme.
And you know what? We have one last thing to leave you with. Well, we got a few minutes here. You know what? Let's just hang out and see if anybody calls in the last few minutes.
Please call. The number is up there.
We cannot sing more than words, Jovi, because this video will get taken down. Stop it! I was actually going to look up what record labels don't mind people using stuff, so that I could put some real songs in, that were related, but I kind of just assume they all hate it because they're terrible.
But Eagles is the one you should do, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Jovi is bringing up extreme, like what we talked about already. We already talked about this, Jovi. Where were you?
Scroll down.
What were you, saving lives in a hospital? Extreme. Will doesn't want to call in because he called last week.
Call us.
Well, if you don't have regulars, you don't have a call-in show. So, I mean, that's just the way it works. But you're running out of time now, so I don't know what to tell you. Also, my dad wine game, I was telling Finn earlier, my dad wine game is on point. I bought a bunch of more dad wine. I re-upped on my dad wine supply. So that's pretty extreme.
The most kind of extreme.
you know what's extreme? You got up at like 4 something in the morning your time, and what time is it there now?
4:45.
What time is it now?
It's 1 in the morning.
That's extreme.
Excellent.
You deserve some air horns for that.
Thank you.
You're the real hero. Now Will's making excuses, saying this is text to speech. Yeah. You know what? We're not gonna have callers next week. We give you something nice. You don't take advantage of it. We take it away. We don't care. Yeah. All right. Well, now that stopped. Now that on my angry rant, we actually do have something nice. This is.
Well, that is debatable, but.
Oh, it's nice. It's so nice you'll want me to play it twice. We have an original tune from Finn, so we're just gonna say goodbye, and then I'm gonna play the song. So I am Doge.
And I'm Finn.
And this has been
Extreme!
See, I changed it to Extreme! All right, see everybody.
Nice one. Bye!
Wait, which one is it? I think it's this one. Oh, it's so quiet.
The song is about extreme stuff. This song isn't about buds. This song is strictly about extreme stuff. Yeah, this song isn't about any goddamn buds. This song is about offshore powerball racing, wakeboarding, water skiing, and air racing, motorcycle racing, rallying, motocross, skate, surfing, windsurfing, kiteboarding, extreme skiing, snowboarding, parachuting, wingsuits, sailing, gliding, horse surfing, skateboarding, mountain biking, mountain boarding, BMX racing, freestyle scootering, freestyle BMX, aggressive inline skating, rock climbing, base jumping, bungee jumping, canyoning, ice climbing, parkour, deep water, solo tripod stuff. No, this song is about extreme stuff. Oh, this song isn't about any old books. This song is about strictly extreme stuff.
And not fun.
Yeah, this song isn't about any old smelly bum.
It's totally about butts the whole time.